What's going on, guys? Tower number 9 here with a draft gameplay video. Unfortunately, the video of me making all my selections for this draft ended up getting cut off by a little error on my part. But we are here with a yellow Tarkin build, and we're about to do round 1. I'm playing against his Dudeness, who is playing Hera with the security complex, and I'm thinking about my resourcing. We're probably going to lead off with Colonel Yularen or with the crafty smuggler. I think you'll I think we'll do Yularen, follow up with the 7th Fleet Defender. So we'll resource here, and then of these two, I think I'll resource this Relentless also. Okay, so I know that one means I won't have it for late game, but we'll just have to endure. We'll lead on off with the Colonel Yularen, 2 cost 2/3. Whenever you play a command unit, including this one, heal 1 damage from your base. My opponent plays the Restored Arc. I will take the initiative. So Restored Arc, 2 cost 2/3 with Restore 1. Should be easy prey for my 7th Fleet Defender. 97th Legion probably gets resourced here. I could use Tarkin to buff here. I'm just going to swing into the base for 2. This is kind of inefficient because my opponent gets to restore 1 there, but, it could happen. Yep, swings for 2, restores 1. I am going to play the 7th Fleet Defender. 7th Fleet Defender with its shield up. Admiral Akbar arrives and pings the shield off of my defender. Very reasonable play by my opponent. I'm going to take the initiative. I'm going to use Tarkin's ability to give that defender +1, +1/+1, making it win the exchange there. We're going to draw up. Nice, and a super laser tech as well. So we're probably going to resource the Steadfast Battalion as it's the worst of these options. My turn, so we'll lead off by using Tarkin to give an experience to the 7th Fleet Defender. My opponent swings in for 2, restoring 1. Bit of a surprise that he didn't use the security complex to shield here, but it is what it is. We'll take the kill. 7th Fleet Defender staying in play thanks to the experience. Maybe he has like a removal card for that. No, it doesn't have a removal card. It's going to be Kanan Jarrus there. I'm going to play a Super Laser Technician, healing my base for 1 thanks to Colonel Yularen. My opponent takes the initiative pretty early that game, pretty early, or not making any attack with Akbar. I could have Colonel Yularen hit Kanan. I think I'd rather just have Colonel Yularen hit the base though. So base for 2. Opponent took the initiative. We're going to draw up 5 resources this turn and lots of options available. In retrospect, I probably should have had Yularen hit Kanan so that I can remove him more easily here. I could then use Bosk to clear him out. I think that was a blunder. Another option, I do have the max firepower, so the max firepower could just straight up kill him. Then I use Tarkin's ability, then I deploy Tarkin. That's probably my best move. I'm going to resource this smaller unit ready up here, but he'll probably open up with an attack from Kanan. Yeah, so he has Kanan take out Yularen. I mill my top card. It is worth 1. It is a good card, though. Sad to lose that strike true. I can have max firepower kill. I can have max firepower kill Kanan. I can have Bosk kill Kanan. If I have Bosk kill Kanan, my opponent trades for Bosk with Akbar. I think what I do here is I actually deploy Tarkin. If my opponent doesn't have some way to remove Tarkin, I can swing. Okay, the state change is not really working there, but we got it. So I can swing, give an experience to the super laser tech, and have the super laser tech then take out Kanan more efficiently. My opponent can counter by having Akbar kill the tech. That's exactly what he does. But that now means that he does not have Akbar available to take out Bosk when he ambushes in and kills Kanan. And so Bosk is now on the field. Tarkin will be able to kill Akbar and buff the defender if my opponent doesn't remove the defender immediately. There is a chance that my opponent will have some removal there. He hasn't played any cards this turn. He doesn't get a chance to use Hera's ability because or he doesn't get a chance to deploy Hera because she deploys on 6 resources. There is the chance, though, that there is a resupply in hand, which could bring Hera onto the field this turn. However, overall, I'm feeling pretty okay about this scenario. I don't think I'm in a like super strong position, but I think I'm at least doing decently well. I have some nice removal options in hand. I have a nice late game card. I just realized I forgot to actually put this as a resource. I'm asking my opponent if this is okay. He says, yeah. Thank you. Forgot to put that as a resource, but I do have it. Okay, so he shields up Akbar. So then we're going to have uh Tarkin. Does Tarkin want to clear the shield or hit the base? I think so with Tarkin, I can. The thing is, my opponent hasn't played anything yet. It's unlikely that he's just going to take the initiative at this point. So I have a good chance to, well, I have a good chance to maybe get the initiative. I'm gonna just have Tarkin hit the base here, and he'll give another experience to my 7th Fleet Defender. Unfortunately, my opponent has a Vanquish for the Defender, which means that in retrospect, it would have been better for me to hit Akbar, since I would then be in a position to clear him. We're gonna take the initiative here. Draw up. We are getting into the realm of the big units here, and I actually have a really good I have a really good play here this turn. We're going to go ahead and play the we're going to play the mighty Gladiator Star Destroyer, and we're going to use it to make good old Tarkin here a Sentinel. Um, and that means that Akbar cannot attack into Bosk because with Tarkin up here as a Sentinel unit, that is going to be the only thing that the opponent can attack right now. It does mean Tarkin's probably dead. Um, but we're going to take the opportunity here. We're going to have, let's see. I really should have removed that shield from Akbar. That was a substantial mistake. But, you know, it is what it is. We're going to have Tarkin hit the enemy base for 2 and buff the Gladiator. Hera swings into Tarkin and gives an experience to Akbar. Uh, we will now have Bosk take out Hera. Good trade there. Gladiator getting me some good value, and I hope my opponent doesn't have a Vanquish to deal with that Gladiator. We see the Consular Security Force, a 3/7, not incredibly threatening, but another unit on the board. I'm going to take the initiative here. A Battlefield Marine, that's a little more threatening. This ground arena is getting nasty. Uh, nope. My opponent tries to attack the base, but actually cannot do that. Has to attack into Tarkin instead. Ends up deciding not even to make the attack. Okay, so then we're going to go ahead and draw 2. The Outer Rim Headhunter is only good insofar as Tarkin is alive, which is not going to be for much longer, but it might. Okay, no, we're going to resource that. So, what do I want to do here? So, Tarkin can make an attack. He has 3 HP currently remaining. I think what we do is we play the tie advanced and buff Tarkin. And then from there, we could then do max firepower. Or we could play Boba Fett. And I'm currently thinking I'm focused on hitting the opponent's base. Okay, so he ends up trading with me by using a fleet lieutenant. That's fine. We made him use an expensive card there. So now the question is, do I want to max firepower to clear Akbar? I think we just hit the base for 6. So he swings in for 2, healing his base for 1. I am going to play Boba Disintegrator, who's a very threatening unit, and he swings in, dealing 3 damage. I'm going to take the initiative. He may have some trick to kill Boba. He doesn't, but he has a metal ceremony buffing his units a bit. And then he has a system patrol craft. Okay, that's going to stall me in the space arena a little bit. Okay, Snow Trooper Lieutenant here has some reasonable options. Resupply is obsolete at this point in the game. There's no reason to play it. What we're going to do is, let's see. So we'll have the Gladiator clear the system patrol craft. It can do that without me losing the tie advanced. There's a good chance that my opponent will clear out Bobo with something or another, but you know, that's just one of those things. Okay, he brings in a snow speeder to clear Boba. That's fine. You know, snow speeder is not really an exciting card. I'm going to let's see. He is getting a fair amount of damage in the ground arena though. So he has three, four, so he has 10, he can do 10 damage in a turn. What we're going to do is order the turn to slow him down a bit. So we'll have Syndicate Lackeys take out Fleet Lieutenant. He'll have to use an attack from one of his units to clear the lackeys, so he uses Akbar to do that. Now we're going to use let's see, I can either use Tarkin to buff the TIE Advanced, or I can max firepower to kill his consular security force. I think I'm winning this race. He has a 25 HP base, I have a 30 HP base, and I can do some more stuff here. So I'm going to save the max firepower for a potentially more threatening target. He hits there. We're going to Snowtrooper Lieutenant the TIE Advanced into the base, hitting for 6. And he ends up taking the initiative. I'm going to draw up, resupply. Unfortunate card draws here. I am hitting some resupplies that are obsolete. I sort of wish I had not resourced that Relentless, given that this game is going very long. Home one. That's a very strong card, but I have a great counter in mind. So he hits the base for 5. And oh yeah, he restores 2. Okay, so we're going to. Luckily for me, I have an easy clear on. Oh wait, that's not dead. Yeah, yeah. I thought he was attacking my guy for a moment. So we'll just do max firepower off the board, and he hits the base for 4. I can Asteroid Sanctuary here to exhaust his speeder and shield my guy. That's probably worth doing. Yeah, so we'll Asteroid Sanctuary, exhaust, and shield. He takes the initiative. So then let's see here. I can hit the base for 6, 7, 6 for 10 this turn, 11, 12. Okay, so I actually have lethal. Yeah, so this is 6 to the base, 4 to the base. Use Tarkin, 3 to the base in game. Okay, so now we're going on to round 2. I don't think I really sideboard anything. It seemed like overall this deck worked pretty well. Um, I had some good efficiency, and we're gonna see whether or not we can get the win in the second round of this match and move to the third phase of the draft. The gladiator there was pretty useful, and I was glad that I had held that maximum firepower. It ended up being really key. If I had used it on one of those units that I didn't need to remove, I probably would have lost the game to that home one. But because I held that removal for a more threatening target, I ended up getting the win. So uh, little lesson there, not to fire stuff off like that unnecessarily. This is a mulligan hand. The only thing I could start with is a Snowtrooper Lieutenant, and it had really late game stuff that I actually don't want to see early. I want to draw into it. This is better. It's not great. It's fine. So we'll resource Snowtrooper Lieutenant. I think we resource the Asteroid Sanctuary, and the plan here is going to be Outer Rim Headhunter resupply. My opponent leads off with a Battlefield Marine. That's definitely better than the Outer Rim Headhunter that I start with. Two for a 3/3, 2 for a 1/3 with raid, and on attack you can potentially get some exhausts. Ooh, more ramp. Given that I have seen a super laser technician, I could. Okay, so let's see. If I resource the resupply here, and I do super laser tech this turn, I think that's what I want to do. I think that's what I want to do. So resource the resupply. This turn, oh, this turn's going to be Super Laser Technician. And my opponent has the initiative, so we'll see what happens there. Base for 3. Base for 2. Better to do that before I play out my thing in case he has something that's going to remove me. Wing leader buffing the Marine. That's a very problematic thing for me to see. I would really rather not have that going on. We're going to bring out the super laser tech. Opponent takes initiative, and we're going to pass. Ooh, I can potentially surprise strike the super laser tech. Yeah, so I don't think I'll have a chance to do it necessarily, but we'll see. Wing leader goes into the base at the start. That's a great opportunity for me. We will surprise strike the super laser technician into the Marine and turn him into a resource. So we killed that buffed unit and we got a resource. Thrawn gets, or I said Thrawn. Tarkin gets to deploy. We will bring out Tarkin. Oops. Opponent shields a Kanan. We're going to have the Outer Rim Headhunter take out the Wing Leader. Opponent takes initiative, and we'll just get a free hit on the base. Tarkin doesn't get to buff anything because I don't have an Imperial unit, which is unfortunate, but ended up working great. Strike True and Max Firepower. These are going to be good, but I need more Imperials to get good value from them. So let's think about what we can do. This round, I can play the Gladiator. I can do the TIE Advanced and buff Tarkin, which is honestly pretty reasonable. The question is what to resource. Unfortunately, all these cards are good, and I don't want to resource any of them. I think all these cards are good. I think I resource the TIE Advanced. Don't love it, but I think I do that. Okay, so Kanan goes ahead and deals some damage to Tarkin. I am going to oh yeah, and he mills a card and heals one. I am going to Gladiator and it shields itself, or it gives itself Sentinel. I'm not moving it to the back row because it might die this turn if he has a Vanquish. Yep, that's right. So he has the Vanquish from earlier. Unfortunate for me. Sometimes that's just kind of what the cards deal you, though. Um, I am going to go ahead and take the initiative here rather than do a small amount of damage. This will allow my Outer Rim Headhunter to lock down Kanan this turn and perhaps prevent Tarkin from dying. Nice, a Relentless. That's a very good card to see. I wish I had more Imperial units. I think 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm gonna have 7 resources this turn. I think I might have to resource this Strike True, which I really don't want to do. Um, yeah, unfortunate. Okay, so we'll start off with the Outer Rim Headhunter hitting base and exhausting Kanan. 2 damage on attack. If you control a leader unit, you may exhaust a non-leader unit. Ooh, nasty. The Mercenary Company shows up and takes out Tarkin. That's also going to deal 2 damage to my base. I was really hoping Tarkin was going to be able to survive this turn, but that was not to be. And now I'm left with a pretty rough game state, especially because Hera is going to be deploying this turn as well. Um, Pretty bad situation for me, all things considered. I can have Bosk ambush Kanan. Just doesn't do that much. Because if I ambush Kanan with Bosk, my opponent has deploys Hera and has Hera trade with Bosk, and that's pretty negative for me. I can play Seventh Fleet Defender into max firepower and kill the. That's what I'll do. It's not good, but it's what I'll do. So Seventh Fleet Defender, and then we will max firepower and kill the Mercenary Company. At least clears a unit, but it's not a good not a good situation. That Kanan is going to get buffed, and I am very worried about this game right now. I think I'm in a losing position. So the Outer Rim Headhunter here gets resourced. There we go. And we're going to ready up. So we now have 8 resources. I can deploy Relentless next turn, but not this turn. Um, I think what I have to do is try and slow him down. We're going to deploy the Steadfast Battalion. It's not actually good, but if he attacks into it, it will buy some time. Kanan can attack into it and kill it efficiently, but that is just something that I have to deal with. And there's a chance that he won't, and it will end up being some relevant stats, or that he'll attack it with Hera or whatever, and I'll end up getting some value. Definitely not where I want to be in this game, though, right now. On the plus side, if he doesn't have any removal from my defender, I can at least do 5 or 6 damage to his base this turn, and then play Relentless next turn. But I'm 2 behind on the ground arena. Okay, so he does go for this. This sets him up to have his Hera removed next turn by Bosk, with Bosk staying in play, which is a good exchange for me. I'm going to go ahead and swing into the base for 2. He hits my base for 6 and mills a card. The problem is this just isn't sustainable. Oh, and he mills the max firepower. Oh, it's actually 2 because he has a Spectre. So he also mills Boba. Is going to heal 2. Losing that second max firepower is really bad for me because it was one of the only ways that I can stop Kanan. We're going to swing into the base for 3. I'm assuming that he still has a play, so won't just be taking the initiative. No, he just takes the initiative. Okay. Grand Moff Tarkin buffs the defender. We're going to move on, but I think this game's lost. I have some nice late game cards here, but the situation is too out of control in the ground arena for them to really get much of an effect, unfortunately. Let's see here. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I guess we resource this, so we could play Relentless. The problem is it just doesn't win the game. Kanan is doing too much damage and too much healing. So we lose. He's going to heal another 2. Well, what we can do is have Bosk ambush and kill Hera, taking 4. Potentially setting up a scenario. Maybe I can draw Asteroid Sanctuary. There are a few things that could maybe help me here, but this is a very grim scenario for me. He removes Bosk with his Akbar. I'm going to hit the base for 4. And we're gonna see this one as a loss on this next turn. Yeah, so he buffs the fleet lieutenant, and we can let's see here. It's not gonna actually kill, so we can swing into the base for 2. Or no, we have to kill the wing leader, which is really unfortunate. Then he hits the base for 5. I'm gonna take the initiative, but there's not a lot that can save me here. And indeed, I don't see anything. Okay, and that's going to do it for this one. Unfortunately, while I did get some of the big endgame stuff, I couldn't really play it because the situation in the ground arena grew untenable. The buffed Kanan was too difficult for me to deal with there. So we're going to go on to game 3 and see if we can go 2-1 to win this first round. Okay. This is a keep hand. We're going to go Crafty Smuggler into 7th Fleet, probably. Yeah, Crafty Smuggler into 7th Fleet Defender seems like a good plan. So we'll lead off with the Crafty Smuggler. Grabs a shield. Opposed by a Battlefield Marine. That's okay. I'll take the initiative. Ooh, Surprise Strike could allow me a kill here. Asteroid Sanctuary also solid. I think uh, I would like to keep this Relentless for the late game, but I don't know that I'm actually going to get a chance to get good value. Kind of a shame. Um, TIE Advanced is good to keep here. You can buff the 7th Fleet Defender. I think we resource the Asteroid Sanctuary for now. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to focus on hitting his base because he has a 25 HP base. I'm going to try and focus there. He unfortunately has a wing leader. The good thing is this surprise strike that I have in hand is going to allow me to hopefully surprise strike his buffed Battlefield Marine off the board next turn. I'm going to take the initiative, and he's going there for a shield on the Battlefield Marine. Reasonable play. Reasonable play. Um, it's a counterplay to what I can potentially do. I can still use this to strip his shield if I want. The question is, can I outrace him at this point? He does have a 25 HP base, and my leader deploys faster. I do have a surprise strike in hand. I think we're going to try to race. I don't know if this is going to work, but I think we're going to try to race. So we'll do 4 for a TIE Advanced, 2 experience on the defender. He trades there. Okay, so that's a sign that he might not be racing. Base for 5. He's swinging for my base. I am swinging for his base. Kanan hits the field. We're going to take the initiative. That surprise strike play that I was thinking about could now go to Kanan instead of to the Marine. So another thing is that I can actually now clear the Marine with max firepower if I want, but Kanan is a higher priority target. I think I want to keep my surprise strike to try to do surprise damage to the base. So what we're going to do here is lead off with max firepower and kill Kanan. I want him off the board. He's too dangerous. Hopefully my opponent doesn't have removal for the defender. I'm going to go ahead and swing the defender in case he does. There is a risk that he has that Vanquish that he was playing earlier. So he plays Mon Mothma, which means no removal for the defender. Um, Searching his top five, he's a Fleet Lieutenant here might be really good for a racing scenario. But I think I can outpace him in a race. He finds a Battlefield Marine, which he'll be able to play. That's a very reasonable card. So I'm gonna just deploy Tarkin. Oops. Yeah, there's something wrong with the state thing on this mod compared to what it was at previously. I should have actually used a resource to buff my defender instead. Hopefully that's not going to cost me the game. Tarkin swings into base, buffs the defender the old way. He takes the initiative, and the crafty smuggler is going to add another 2 damage to his base. And then we're going to draw up. The thing is, I can play this Emperor's Real. I actually have a great hand here for just trying to bring the game to a quick close. We are going to resource the Relentless. Um, I can play the Emperor's Royal Guard to block his aggro. I have the Surprise Strike. Okay, so here I'm going to have to use that there. That's going to stall me a bit, but what we're going to do is we're going to bring out, let's see, if I do the Emperor's Royal Guard in meat, can I just kill his base without it? So let's see, if I hit his base, yeah, I can actually just kill his base without that. So what we're going to do is Snow Trooper Lieutenant Tarkin into the base, and we'll buff the Snow Trooper Lieutenant to make this awkward, and then I can surprise strike. Yep, he hits there, and then surprise strike with the Crafty Smuggler for GG. GG. Okay, so it all worked out there. I think I successfully identified that I was the beatdown because I had a faster leader and my opponent on a 25 HP base meant that I had an extra reservoir. Plus, I had seen that surprise strike quickly. So instead of trying to control the powerful Battlefield Marine that he got onto the field, I decided to just focus on clearing the base. Ultimately, got it 2-1 win in the first round of the draft. And we're going to see how I do in the other rounds. That's going to do it for this one, guys. Thanks to you all for watching. We'll be back later with some more Star Wars Unlimited content. I will catch you guys later.